Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for nobody's favorite segment, and it is called the Single Segment. Ugh. What had happened here, and we covered this a little bit, okay? We covered this a little bit already, and we have two main stories. I didn't know which one. I already did a video with JD, like I did a Dave Meltzer dumb moment with JD in the title, so I didn't want to double up and go JD versus Alba, but we're going to talk about JD versus John Alba here as well, okay? But first, the whole Mick Foley, Jim Cornette, and what is this guy's name? Jack Posobiec. Okay, so again, I need to Google this guy, Jack Posobiec, because he's a politician, right? Or he's like one of these, he's a political activist. Okay, so I guess that means like he's too scared to do the job, to get his hands dirty. I'm joking. So, you know, Jim Cornette, he has strong stances in his political beliefs and whatnot, right? And so does Mick Foley. Mick Foley was like, I'm distancing myself from WWE. We covered that. And then Jim Cornette was like, I think I have the tweet here. He's like, my conclusion, or what happened? No. So Jack Posobiec sort of started this by taking a shot at a pro wrestler. Jim takes that personally when you take shots at, I'm sure the political alignment is there, but at the same time, too, when you're taking shots at like Cactus Jack, Jim's going to say something. So Jack Posobiec, Mick Foley said to Donald Trump, how any of my WWE colleagues can stand by, let alone stand next to this man, is beyond me. Jack Posobiec says, Mick Foley is known for taking more hits to the head than any pro wrestler. Mick Foley is also the most liberal pro wrestler. Draw your own conclusions. So then Jim Cornette says, my conclusion, no, I don't need Grok to explain this post. My conclusion is that he's smarter than your entire weirdo fascist cult and has principles. Imagine how damaged your brains must be to still believe in the depth of depravity you have mired yourself in. So just taking shots, dude. Jim Cornette not backing down, right? And then this just unleashed like the right-wing politbro sphere or politics. I don't know. They just unleashed on Jim here, dude. And so you had this guy here, Carmine Sabia. Like, who the f- is this? Christian conservative journalist, editor, radio, TV pundit, Yankees fan, has 130K followers, man. Like, that's a lot of followers. And he says, as someone with decades of experience in the wrestling business, and as someone who calls Jack Posobiec a friend, how many followers does this guy have? 3.2 million, buddy. Holy, I didn't even realize, man. How many does Jim have? Damn, Jim has like almost 250,000 followers. That's really good too. I got like 3K, dude. I'm fucking up. My game's weak. I need to I need to get in beef with some politicians or something, guys. No, it's fucking cringe. So he goes, I can assure you that Jack has forgotten more about politics, national security, and government than this goof Jim Cornette, who blocked me long ago because he was getting owned. He owned him, as ever learned in his entire life. So I guess this Carmine Sabia guy got into it with Jim Cornette in the past. I don't know. Jim is frivolous with his block button. A lot of people say that online. And so, oh, right. This is what Jim, I had the tweet bookmarked. It was just down here. He's smarter than your entire weirdo fascist cult. And he said like a weirdo fascist cult. And they took that real personally, dude. And so Jack Posobiec, I'm trying to do this in order. So this RC Maxwell guy. So this guy has 163K followers. Like, holy fuck, man. This is like tons of people are seeing this shit. And he goes, good morning, Jim Cornette. I noticed you attacked Jack Posobiec as a fascist, but you haven't responded to this video of you saying the N-word repeatedly. I know you're a sissy, but are you also a hypocrite? Now, this is such like, now it's getting into such messy territory. This is the Jim Cornette video, you know, and Jim's been accused of saying shit on NWA commentary and stuff like that. Here's the thing, man. Aren't the right-wing guys like the guys who aren't trying to cancel people for shit they did in the past and for shit they said and all this stuff? And then now when it convenes them, they want to like bring up this guy. And I'm not defending what Jim said. You won't catch me saying that shit. But it's just like, you know, man, it's everybody plays this like we're canceled and then we're going to cancel you. And then I'm canceled, but I'm on Netflix. But I make fun of it all the time. You guys know that. can you believe that they canceled for what this person said? And then all of a sudden, this guy said we're fascists, so here's him being racialist. Like, how is that the same fucking thing? I don't even understand. I'm not defending what Jim said either. Okay, I don't know if people have heard this.
Jimmy and pulled him out.
You barely even hear it.
It never lasts long. And so Brian Matthews, that's when Brian Matthews walks by.
Sounds like someone's in a like this was recorded in a dishwasher. You know what I mean? You can't even hear it.
Get that fucking nigger out of here. That's what I want you to do. Whoa, when he heard nigger. Boy, now he is double time.
So there you go. And some people say, like, you know, Jim goes hard in the paint one way because of stuff like this, and he's trying to distance himself from whatever. And maybe there's an ounce of truth to that. People fucking change. Maybe that's just a sign of maturity, or like him just maybe he regrets this or so. I don't fucking know. Whatever. I'm not in Jim's mind. Okay, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know him. I don't fucking call him on the phone.
Fuck you, bye. Boom.
Ask him about it. But Posobiec grabs this video. And look at this shit, dude. 500,000 fucking views, man. And I don't know if Jim's responded to this. Has Jim responded to this? I'm going to fucking Google it, man. I'm going to have to look this up. But he goes, is this a real video of you dropping the N-bomb and going hard R? Cuervo over and over. Just checking since you got on all those lib shows these days. Since you go on all those lib shows these days. What? Jim doesn't go on any show. He was just getting mad because people wanted him on Ariel's show. What lib shows does Jim Cornette go on? I don't even know what that means. You're a lib, you know? It's just some shit. It's just internet vernacular. People's wrong. So Jack Posobiec goes, Corny hasn't responded to this, and he also hasn't responded to my challenge to face me on stage this weekend in Phoenix, Arizona. Bro, here's the thing with Jimbo. Again, and I'm not like trying to sit here and sweep for Jimbo. You guys know I was critical of Jim, like with the Travis Heckle shit. You guys know, right? I'll just shoot straight. But like Jim doesn't leave the castle, you know? Like you can't get him on a fucking stage. It's going to take a lot of Sprite and Wendy's triple cheese to fucking, you know, get him to leave, dude. In Phoenix, Arizona, I even offered to pay for his ticket since he's broke as a joke. And then calling him broke as a joke. Like, come on, man. He's got the #1 pod in this niche that's pro wrestling. That's a pretty big niche that's growing. It's growing audience again. And thanks to the WWE's popularity and whatnot. And he's broke as a joke. He's just like talking shit, trying to goad Jim into some shit. That's not going to work with Jim. So Jack Posobiec again says, hey, Corny, quick question. How many times? Okay, what are you going to do? Quote tweet the same thing 5 times? And are we not grown men? How the fuck old is this guy? Jack Posobiec, bro. What are you 50 and fucking quote tweeting this guy's same tweet 100 times? Hey, Corny, quick question. How many times did you watch while beautiful Bobby and sweet Stan ran the Midnight Express on your wife, Janice? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy. Holy, he's really just trying to go. I don't know why, too, because this guy has millions of followers. So is he trying to do like I have more followers, let's drown out in like, it's funny because you see it online now. People say like the woke right. You're on the woke right now, right? And it's these dudes like trying to cancel people and shit. Is that what this is? And he goes, people you used to work with tell me you used to let your boy Batista get in there too. And that's a shoot, not the animal, bro. Oh. Fucking Drax the Destroyer, bud. Oh my God. Oh man, he let the Deacon Batista. Is that what Jack's saying? That the Leviathan was all like, holy man, that's fucking a rank thing to say. Especially when he hasn't responded, but also like calling someone fascist is pretty rank. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I'm entirely unaware of Jack Posobiec until he beefed with Jim Cornette. So I don't know. I'm not getting into all that. I'm just reacting to the wrestling drama here. So again, this guy doesn't stop. Come to AmFest this weekend and let's do this on stage, Corny. What? AmFest? So he wants to get like an Own the Libs video. I'll even pay for your ticket since you've been broke since the 90s. See, that's where you're just talking shit. Like Jim is not broke. Holy, this guy won't give it up, man. Quote tweeted this same tweet in the same day like 7 times. How about just respond once, don't spurg out and wait for Jim to respond. And then he does respond the next day. He got to it. So Jim got to it. Because we're going in chronological order here. So Jack Posobiec says, am I saying his name right too? I don't even know this guy's name. Vince McMahon used to mock Jim Cornette for never working out a day in his life. So he's flexing. He has a relationship with Vince, dude. You know those foam mattresses? That's what it feels like if you touch corny. Oh, it's Vince saying this. You know those foam mattresses, pal? Yeah, that's what it feels like if you touch corny. And especially after I shit in them. Yeah. Man, so he's just talking shit, claiming that Vince and other people talk shit. And then Jack Posobiec goes, IWC-tards. Whoa, dude. He acknowledged the IWC-tards, man. This is what I mean. Wrestling's
acknowledge me.
Oh, my God. IWC-tards finding out how deep my WWE sources are. So the Mick Foley thing, we covered that. And so here's like Cornette had 2 responses. It took him 2 days to lick off his 2 responses because like, what is he going to? And then what is Jim going to do? Respond to every fucking quote tweet that you quote tweeted of his one tweet? Like, well, how do you even engage with that? You know, I think Jim did it the right way. He just tagged him and was like, yo. So he just said, hi, awesome Magat Turd Blossom named Jack Posobiec is mad at me and Mick Foley for not liking Shitler. I never heard of this guy until yesterday, but apparently all the Yahtzee Trump fucks love him. Can anyone tell me what this dipshit's major defects are so I can pass them along to him? So Jim just jumping in deep, man. I'd like to thank Jack Posobiec for the best Christmas gift in ages. For 10 years, I've wanted to tell President Pigshit and his lying enablers what I think of them. And one of their head, mouth, organ cock holsters did it for me. Happy holidays, Jack. Keep spreading the word. Yeah, it's just like you're not going to get in a roast off with Jim and win, and he's not going to come debate you. And then you had a meltdown. Now, Jim just like, I don't know, all his shit against Mac, like whatever. We don't need to get political in chat. I'm certainly not going to. It's ridiculous either way. But he handled it funny. I think Jim handled it. Because, like, how do you even respond to a guy who quote tweets the same thing 7 times? Quote tweet each one and, like, fucking, but no. Like, it's a fucking, what are you going to do? You just gotta play it off, you know? Or just be like, whatever. This guy's melting down. What am I going to do? So, yeah, that was the first chunk of the sicko segment. We have lots of shit in here, though. We got JD and stuff. Well, I don't know. Not too much. Like, I think we're pretty well through the thing, but here's what Vince Russo said about Stephanie Vaquer. So basically what had happened was Jeff Lane started melting down. No, shout out Jeff Lane, but he was getting mad at like bodyslam.net because someone who writes for them shared a fake quote, and he was like, yo, get this community noted. Like Vince Russo never said this shit. So like Vince Russo says, someone has posted an absolute fake tweet quoting something I never said about Stephanie Vaquer, bro. This is being spread by Maddie Mania _. So this person has 10K followers. Oh, maybe they're not a dirt sheet writer. Falsely and maliciously. If it is not taken down immediately, Maddie's next discussion will be with my lawyers. At some point, you will understand that you can't believe everything you read on social media. So they're going to like sue. Vince Russo's going to like sue you if you misquote him in these memes and shit or whatever. But here's what Vince Russo actually said. And I don't know why. I swear maybe it's from one of these banned accounts or something, but I swear I had what they misquoted him on. Oh, yeah. Luigi Wrestling is another one. Here, let's look up Luigi Wrestling. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up Luigi Wrestling on Twitter. Damn, he's on YouTube and shit as well. He's everywhere. I don't even know who this is, but he's a guy with like 4K subs, and he's spreading this around. This is what Vince Russo Barreau really said about Stephanie Vaquer.
Depending on how far you got pushed or how far up the ladder you climbed, a big part of that was being able to cut a promo.
Yeah.
That is non-existent today. I swear to God, the fact that the belt is on this woman and the way she delivers and cuts a promo,
Yeah.
like there's no way when I was working, she would have ever got to that level, not having the ability to cut a promo. It would have not, bro. I remember.
It's like more diverse and multicultural and shit. You know what I mean, dude? Like, what are you missing here? People get it. She can do half on Espanol. Lots of people speak on Espanol in America, dude. It's like, it's not a big deal. This is something like people get triggered by the Joshis too. It's like, come on, man. There's way they convey shit without conveying it. And then combat is like a universal language that everyone can understand. You know, any language understands it.
Chris, I remember the first time I saw Chris Benoit. He wrestled a dark match against Owen Hart. This is before WCW anything. He was a kid from Canada, Benoit, right? So he wrestled the dark match. Him and Owen tore the freaking house down. I went to Pat. Pat and Bruce were booking at the time. I was the magazine guy. And I said, are you going to sign that guy? And freaking Pat Patterson laughed in my face and says, are you kidding me? I don't care how good he is in the ring. He can't cut a promo. Chris freaking Benoit. That's
Chris freaking Benoit, bro.
They didn't hire Benoit because he couldn't cut a promo. And this woman is your.
And then they hired him and he became world champion.
Woman's
dude, I don't know.
Champion. Who is she going to relate to?
Who's she going to relate to? Holy shit, bro. You couldn't be an older, whiter guy. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. You know, what the fuck you talking about? So moving along here. Speaking of young ladies who are crushing it in pro wrestling, or some people say she's being cringe, you know? People are saying Priscilla Kelly, a.k.a. Gigi Dolan, is just being cringe. She did the vagina handshake or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. She's doing like the over-sexualized stuff that she did before she came to WWE type thing. And she tweeted this out. PSA, it is highly inappropriate to send personal mail or things for me to sign to my personal address if I do not know you on a personal level. Yeah, that's fucked. PSA 2, it is highly inappropriate to find my personal phone number and text me, call me, especially with vulgar, inappropriate messages. Yeah, these female wrestlers, and especially like when you do what she does on the indies, like you're just going to attract troglodytes and sickos who don't get fucking laid, and they're gonna be like, well, she's asking for it, you know? It's unfortunate, you know? Matt Hardy, speaking of unfortunate, man, Matt Hardy's getting into it with fucking Stinkashay. Speaking of people who degrade themselves for money. No, I'm joking. But Sport of Wrestling, this fucking uber sicko. Do you guys remember Sport of Wrestling? Early on in PWT, he was one of my OG lol cows. But he was honestly kind of sad. He blocked PWT, whatever the fuck. But he also, like, deleted his account, then remade it. He was like, you know, my wife is begging me to stop, like, doing this social media shit. You know, it turned into him basically being like, please, if I could just get like $1 from you, from subscriptions or whatever, would let my wife know that it's like worth it. I don't know. It just got sad, honestly. And the kid's clearly like got some mental problems or something, but he's back. Sport of Wrestling. I don't know where the fuck he's been, but he's back, baby. Okay. And he had this to say. So Matt Hardy said, enter 2025 as TNA World Tag Champs after epic win at TLC BFG, beat Fraxium at MSG to successfully defend the TNA titles, lost but then regained the TNA, blah, blah, blah. He's listing credentials to a sicko who said, the most noteworthy thing y'all have done this year is you ranting on Twitter. And then Matt Hardy just took the bait and fucking went off. It's like, bro, don't even respond to a guy like that. But then Sport of Wrestling goes, he said nothing about AEW because he isn't allowed to, and WWE makes sure he isn't allowed to. What a loser and a sellout. Like, dude, you're sick, you know? And then Matt Hardy goes, are you a moronic mooncalf? I did not work for AEW at any time in 2025. You are a loser and spreader of lies, but still, Merry Christmas. And then Ricochet goes, yes, you did, but maybe you have dementia like MVP. Did he actually work in 25? I don't know why Ricochet is like talking shit to, because this is the thing, right? He talks shit to people, but then he runs into Disco Inferno backstage and he's like, hey, man, we're just working, bro. We're just working. He runs into people and then he's like, we're just working, man. I'm just where you know how it is on Twitter. It's like, bro, one of these wrestlers, like, you're gonna get Joey Janela, bro. It's just the truth. Like, so Conrad, the mortgage guy, got into an argument. Okay. And I don't know if I caused this one. Like, I caused a fucking argument. Conrad and these sickos were arguing and wackos or PWT people in the PWT universe, whoever you are. You guys were arguing with Conrad under one of my fucking things. It was funny, but it was kind of like, dude, you don't even need to respond. Again, it's like, and I love the PWT universe. It was funny. You guys got an "oh, come on now, Eric" out of him. Someone who doesn't even follow me on Twitter got an "oh, come on now, Eric."
Oh, come on now, Eric.
You can't make this shit up, right? I was like, hey, I'm not mixing it up with this. But he got into another argument, and I owned Conrad in this, and he didn't respond. Or maybe he did. I haven't, honestly, dude, I just like have been clicking on my notifications and then like dipping out. I've been not diving too deep. Conrad was like, you can bring, so this guy says, don't care, bring back kayfabe. Okay, so this all starts, it's a conversation about kayfabe. And so Conrad's like, this is so awesome. Oh, come on, that's not very fair. Starcade 97, he would have a fucking 10, Eric. Oh, come on, we can save on kayfabe. Chat me up about kayfabe being alive and well in 2025. This guy here, Jason Booger, says, don't care, bring kayfabe back, right? Conrad, the mortgage guy, says, you can bring back kayfabe, Eric, in 3 easy steps. Step 1, log off social media. And again, this is like such a dumb fucking, I'm sorry, Conrad. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to this guy. I've been going off on him lately. This is such a dumb thing to say to someone, log off social media. So now I am not allowed to use social media like that. No. That's not a fair thing. Everyone's on social media. If you're a pro wrestling fan, and this is what I quote tweeted Conrad with, and he never responded. I was like, bro, you can't bring, that's not how the algorithm works. If you are a pro wrestling fan, you turn on Twitter, guess what? You're being shown their podcasts and shit. Their clips from WWE podcasts. If you watch Raw, let's say you have Netflix and you just watch Raw on Netflix every week, Unreal is going to be shoved down your throat. A trailer of them pulling back the curtain right there. So it's like, no, Conrad, this is a boomer. Just log off. Yeah, in 2011 on Facebook, you could say that. You know, in 2007 on Twitter, you could say that maybe. But like, you know, the algorithm feeds you what you like, bro. It's going to feed you John Cena and Rhodes shooting the shit. So don't visit wrestling websites. No, Conrad, every website is what you like. So now there's no, like, yes, there is the nodq.coms, but it fell off in favor of what? Twitter and Instagram and shit. All the most poppin' websites and all the news sites, you click on them and then it just shows you all the shit you like and want. So it's like, that's just not how the algorithm works. This is just such like a boomer take. Step 3, only watch the television product and PLEs. Okay, so if I just watch Raw on Netflix and then Unreal gets shoved down my throat because of my recommendations, and then I have to click and say, don't recommend me this, and then risk the algorithm getting confused and not recommending me my WWE shit. Have you even thought this out for 1 second? Ta-da, kayfabe is right where you left it, offline. This is such a bad take. And then this guy goes, why not just wrestlers live out their gimmick instead of talking about having dinner with their rivals? Then Conrad goes, are you familiar? Oh, come on. Are you familiar with movies and television programs outside of wrestling? This guy says, listen to Jeff Jarrett's podcast and agree with 100% everything he said. You agreed with the guy who actively is not keeping kayfabe? And then Conrad goes, if you want to keep kayfabe, you don't listen to podcasts, read newsletters, follow or reply to my tweets unless you're just all about some mortgage insights. This is such a spurgy meltdown, bro. Oh my God, Conrad's going lol cow, dude. You can't just melt down like this and be like, oh, you can't do this. You're not allowed to live like every other fucking half-decent human in society who casually consumes podcasts and shit while they're fucking, hey, the algorithm promotes shit to you. Even when you watch when you listen to podcasts on some of these players, you'll get local ads and shit. Huh? How does that happen? Like, come on, man. It's service. Everything is servicing you now. No Diddy, right? Everything's servicing you now, whether you like it or not. No Diddy with HGB or GHB or whatever that shit is called. HGH fucking baby oil, laced baby oil. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just feeds you what you want. It's called a feed, bro. Oh man. I hate to go so hard on Conrad. But then this guy just kind of owns him. He goes, okay, you got it, man. You don't want me to follow or reply to you? I won't anymore. Kind of like when Triple H said he wishes he could tell the fans to fuck off. Well, a lot of them tuned out of the show since then. Just that simple. And it's just like when the AEW sickos play elitist and shit. Not trying to make it about AEW, but I'm just giving you a spectrum of fucking of how this doesn't work. When the sickos go, oh, we're fuck a casual. Okay, well, fuck you, fuck me, fuck you. Bunch of casuals dipped out. Triple H, I tell the fans to fuck off. Bunch of people are saying, fuck you, Triple H. Don't tell us to fuck off. We're paying crazy numbers. Like, we're the reason you come across successful. You know what I mean? Conrad with the whole keeping kayfabe and shit. And then him like, oh, just don't complain about it then. Nah, bro, you pull the curtain back. And he's just defending it because he pulls the curtain back. Like, he's a huge part of convincing wrestlers to do pods and tell all their stories. And it ruins the allure a little bit.